All right, how are you doing?
Good, thanks.
Good. I'm caught up on grading. I graded the journals and the quizzes, so if you want to review those before you take the exam, those are available for you. Um, I'm going to wait for two more. Sophie and Efthymia. Well, um, is there any? Are there any topics that you'd like to discuss? Or any items you think our review would be best spent focusing on? Otherwise, we'll just work on the review of syntax together and talk through those sorts of things.
Do you think you could just go over the paraphrastic quickly? Just a quick review, just because I'm I get like what it should look like, but I don't understand how it functions really.
So the way it functions is that it is a future participle, either active or passive, that's used to express proximate futurity, so the near future. It uses the verb to be, it says it is or it was, tells you what time this is happening. And then the future active participle means something is about to happen. Future passive means something is about to be done, often with a sense of it has to be done.
Got it. Thank you.
I have a question about the present active participle slide from Unit 8.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify that this slide, is it representing something different from what we had learned about the present active participle from the previous units? Or is it?
It's representing something more, not something different. So in the previous unit, you learned how to form the nominative singular. Right? In the first conjugation, it's a present stem, which includes that long A plus the NS. In the second conjugation, it's the stem with the long E and NS. Third stem with E or ENS, and then fourth IE plus NS. In the I stem, third declensions, it's like the fourth declension, so IENS. But you only knew how to do the nominative singular. But as an adjective, it has to have all those different forms. So that's what this slide is showing you.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Yeah. Could you say a little bit about the dative of the possessor and how it functions? I mean, it's kind of in the review of syntax, but
yeah. So
just to throw that on the table.
One way that we express possession in English is you say the possessor in the nominative and then use the verb to have. And then you have the object that is possessed and you put it in the thing or person possessed, put that make that the direct object. You can do that in Latin. You can say habeo something. But a more idiomatic way to express possession or something belonging to somebody is to put the thing or person possessed in the nominative, then use the verb to be, and then put the possessor in the dative case. So instead of I have the book, Latin says the book is to me. Liber est mihi. The book is, because Latin is thinking, all right, let's talk about the book. And then sort of secondarily, to whom does it belong? English thinks, well, I have.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, because I was getting confused with like, no, the dative is to, for, and being like, how can I make sense of this like in a sentence? So, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the thing, the accusative, the nominative thing, because to or for me, the possessor.
Yes, you cut out a little, but I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to get the thing that I'm possessing the nominative.
Yes, the thing possessed is in the nominative, or it could be in another case, right? I see the book belonging to you, right? Video librum tibi, the book to you. Your book, we might say in English. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If somebody has anything, one more.
Yeah.
Yeah, the complementary infinitive.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm confused as to how that functions and what it's complementing exactly.
It's just complementing. There are some verbs that need an infinitive to fill out the sense. So I am able, you can't put a period after that, right? Able to do what? So what the complementary infinitive, what we mean by complementary infinitive is just an infinitive that complements, fills out the sense of a verb. So I want, you have to want something or want to do something. You know, I want ice cream. I want to go for a run. I want ice cream. Ice cream is a direct object. I want to go. That's a complementary infinitive.
Got it.
Other questions? So then let's work through the review of syntax. Keep working with that. And in these, I'm sure you read, another way to express negative command is ne plus a subjunctive. But I'm not going to emphasize that. So don't worry too much about that. We'll talk more about it in the chapter where I think it makes a little more sense. So let's start with sentence number 1. Did anybody get to these? And if so, which ones did you get to?
A few, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, kind of a, there's no method to that. I just kind of went for shorter ones to get out of the way.
Okay. So towards the beginning, anyone else? Okay. Well then, that's good. Okay. So let's skip number 1. That uses the negative imperative with the subjunctive. So I'm not so concerned about that. You should also see that there are, I'm sure you read the chapter, but there are 4 irregular imperatives on page 130. Dic, duc, fac, and fair. Those are third conjugation verbs that have slightly irregular singular imperatives. So dic, say, duc, lead, fac, do, fair, bring. Okay. How about number 2?
Can I do this one since I struggle with it?
Yeah, sure.
Possessor to begin with. I wasn't able to finish translating it, but okay, so illis vitam male agentibus sunt multae curae. So I was struggling to figure out how to order this because I came out with something along the lines of those badly led lives are multi curae, but I mean much care, but that there's clearly something wrong here.
So where do you always go first in a Latin sentence?
The subject.
Even more,
The
you would
verb.
go to the main verb, and then you will see the main verb will tell you, is my subject singular or plural? It might even tell you the gender if it's a compound verb. And then you will look for the subject, which is nominative. So where's the verb? Where's the subject?
The sunt, I think, is the verb, and that means it's a third person plural.
Yep.
And I took vitam as the subject.
Is that nominative?
Or no, I took illis as the subject.
Is that nominative?
No, actually, it's in the genitive. It's in the dative or in the.
Yeah, it's the dative or affirmative. So, that's what went wrong, right? You didn't take a nominative as a subject. So where's the nominative?
Multae curae, those two are
those are nominative.
Nominative plural. So it would be then many sunt multae curae.
So what are you struggling with? Is it a vocab question? What's the
no, I know I have pretty much all the vibe here. Identity is like Drew or Latin, so I just don't know what I need to do to take multae curae as the subject of sunt. Because that would be are many cared. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so put the subject first in English. Many cares are.
Many cares are agentibus, so led or driven.
Not led. You're making it a perfect passive participle. What kind of participle is it?
Oh, it's be so that's tibus, or the future.
Nope.
Or future passive.
That would be from the fourth principal part. That would be acturus. Actuaris.
Yeah.
It's ago actus. So it's from the first principal part, the present stem. So it's present stem plus ens entis. What's that participle?
And entis. Crap. This participle's always getting me. It's just a present, just a present active.
Yeah, it's a present active participle. So many cares are agentibus.
Just led or.
Say that again. You cut out.
Just led then, just like.
Not led. That's not doing. You have to.
Sorry.
It's okay, but think about the action being done. So many cares are for those doing the action in the present.
Many cares are doing or
for the people doing or leading It's dative, so that's where I'm
For
getting.
the people. Got it. So for the people doing,
We, Tom, you can do something in the accusative case.
are doing.
What's we, Tom mean?
Just lives or just
Yeah, singular
living
though.
lives?
Yeah. Living
Just
life, singular.
living McBay. So
Badly, yeah. Okay, so put it together.
okay.
Lovely, but I don't care about lovely translations right now.
um, many cares are again Tibus keeps getting me are driven.
No, okay, that would be telling us about the cares, and it would be a perfect passive participle. This is agentibus, it's dative plural, so we're gonna take it as a substantive, so it's about people. There are many cares in the dative case.
That drive.
No, that's telling us about the care. The driving people are the people, not the cares. Right? There are many cares for the people.
That drive.
That drive, yeah. The people driving or leading Witam Male.
Yeah.
You
bad life.
Not quite, because malam Witam would be a bad life. Male is the adverb, so leading life badly.
Badly.
Yeah. So remember, with a participle, the person who is doing, the subject of the action is the noun that the participle agrees with. Here it's the pronoun elis, for those people leading agentibus vitam male, life badly. Okay.
Thanks off that. That was a mess.
That's okay. Hopefully we got somewhere through that. Let's see. How about number 4? It's shorter. Alex, would you take that? Alex, do you hear me?
Sorry, missed my name. Cenanti mihi cum femina et filiis liber a servo semper legitur. Okay. Cenanti. Is that from Cano? Canere?
No.
Cano.
Nare. Okay, so you don't remember this verb. So canare. Do you know any words that are similar? Any words that start with cane?
No.
Okay. Then let's pretend you're in an exam and you don't know what this word means. What are you going to do?
Well, I would just kind of table it, but I know that it's, I mean, I would just, so I know that it's some kind of participle.
I bet you can figure out what kind of participle it is. So
it's, well, I mean, I know that it's from canare because you told me. So it's a present stem, which means that it's a dative singular present active participle.
Okay, good. What's it agreeing with?
It's agreeing with mihi, which is
Okay.
a dative singular pronoun.
Great.
Um,
So now you're going to translate the rest of the sentence, and you'll come back, and you'll come up
sounds
with
good.
yes, and I'll tell
Okay.
you if you're right or not.
All right. So something to me, or
Mhm.
for me, or something.
Well-
Cum femina et filiis. We have with. With the women and with the woman and her sons, I suppose. A book in the nominative. So we have tur is third person singular passive. So we have, and this is present passive. So it's the book is being read, is always being read by the slave with the woman and her sons to I mean, the only word I can think of right now is senile, but that's not even the right, that's not even the right letters.
And it's not a present active participle, right? It's being led to me as I'm doing something. While I'm doing something, right? So a book is always read to me by the slave with, in this case, I think it's my wife and children, while I'm kenoing. And you can guess.
Okay. Well, in Spanish, I think it sounds like the word that's like to eat dinner or something.
Okay. That's good. Spanish is a good language to check.
Yeah, but I can't think of anything in Latin, honestly, right now.
It literally means while I'm eating dinner.
Seriously?
Yeah. Cena is dinner. Yep.
Okay.
So, keno is to eat dinner. Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
Okay. Good. Okay, I'd actually like to go back to number 2.
So can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, please.
What type of participle is legitur again from number 4?
Is it a participle?
Oopsies. I was eating.
Legitur or cananti?
Legitur?
That means the book is read. Right?
Okay. Thanks.
So parse that verb now that you asked.
Thank you.
Can you parse it, Mariel?
Sorry. So it's it's perfect and passive perfect.
What mood? What person? What number?
It's third person singular.
And what mood?
And active.
That's voice. Is it
Yeah.
indicative, subjunctive, or imperative?
It's indicative.
Okay. The perfect passive indicative third person singular is lectus est, not legitur.
Okay. It's sorry, I'm getting confused. Need to review the verbs.
Yeah, it's not future. It'd be legator. What stem is it using?
The the perfect stem.
What are the principal parts?
The G. Like Lego.
Lego, legere, legi, lectus. Okay, so the perfect stem does look a lot like the present stem, except there's no macron. And so leg, L-E-G, is the present stem. And we're in the third conjugation, so present stem plus I plus the present ending, passive ending, is present passive indicative. Okay. Let's go back to number 2. I want you all to take a minute. Well, no. Let's think about this. How could we rewrite this sentence in English using a relative pronoun?
Are we still on sentence 4 here then?
We're back to 2, actually.
Oh, back to 2. Okay. I was going to say this is okay.
Can I take a crack at it?
Please.
Could it be like many concerns are for the people whom are leading life badly?
Yes, we wouldn't say whom because that would be the direct object.
Oh, whoops.
Who, yeah, who lead life badly. Yes, there are many concerns for those who lead life badly.
Okay.
So most of the time, participle that's acting as an adjective could be substituted for by a relative clause. Can anybody, well, no. Why don't you all give a shot at writing that in Latin? So there are many cares for those who lead life badly.
I mean, I'm up for taking a stab at it.
Okay, why don't you put it in the group chat just so we can all see it.
Oh, okay. Okay, got you.
Or if anyone else has it written out, type it up in the group chat. Beat Alex to the punch. Okay, so for those leading life badly, to whom there are many cares would be what you have up there. We want it to say there are many cares for those who lead life badly. So we want the who lead life badly to be a relative clause. So let's talk it through. What kind of relative pronoun do we want? What gender and number is the relative pronoun going to be?
Plural.
And plural and what gender?
Male, masculine.
Yeah, and why will it be masculine and plural?
Because we're talking about those lives, so that's already plural, and we're just
not the lives. We're talking about the people, right? People who are living life, right? Those
sure.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the antecedent is masculine and plural. Then what case does the relative pronoun have to be in?
Dative.
Why?
Because it's those two or four of those people that are living those bad lives. There's
but the case of the relative pronoun has nothing to do with the function of the antecedent, right? There are many cares for those Elis. That's a dative of possession. Who live life badly? The case of who has nothing to do with the case of Elis. What determines the case of who?
Function in the clause.
It's function in the clause, and how is it functioning in the clause?
It's the subject, so I think it's nominative.
Yeah, they are living. They're doing the verb, who are living. So it's nominative. And what would that be, anyone?
Qui?
Qui. Yeah. Okay, so who are living life. So what kind of verb do we want? Euphemia, do you know? Euphemia, did you? Or you're, yes, present indicative. Yes, exactly. Who, they are leading life. Okay. No worries, that's fine. Okay, so we want the present indicative. So we'll work through that. So multae curae sunt illis. What does the rest of the sentence look like for those?
So we got sunt illis qui vitam male I think it's agunt.
Agunt, yeah. Release qui vitam male agunt. Okay. So for those men, qui vitam male agunt, who lead life badly, sunt multae curae. There are many anxieties or cares. Okay. Did you all follow that? Can you all do that? No, Euphemia cannot. Can you explain why? Yes, I'm sorry, having to type it. Is there anyone else who can speak while she's typing? Thinks they could or could not do that. The rest of you can? I didn't understand that you had to change the ago agere until you explained it. Maybe later. Yeah, so the relative pronoun, the relative clause has to have an indicative or a subjunctive. It has to have a finite verb. The relative pronoun has to have a nominative subject and a main verb. That's either an indicative or a subjunctive. Because it's not It's not an adjective. It's a sentence that could be taken out, right? Those men lead life badly, right? We've just inserted it into another sentence, made it subordinate using a relative pronoun. Okay, let's skip to 18, all over the place. Let's see. This is Sophie. Can you talk, or you're just
yeah, sorry,
okay.
you can't
No,
see me.
your videos. Okay, that's good. Well, can you give that a shot?
Sure, but I only got through 6, so I have not started on this one.
That's 5. Fine.
Okay, so 18.
Mhm.
Okay, so so Scio eos malos qui in urbe we want qui Romae we want amore pecuniae multus annus rectos esse. Do you want me to just translate the stuff that's not in parentheses?
Yeah, and before you start translating, what constructions do you see? What can you?
Okay, so because the first one is I hope, I'm guessing there's going to be an indirect statement.
Yeah, it's Scio. It actually means I know.
Oh, I know. Whoops.
Science, right, is knowledge, science. Yeah, I know. But you're right. An indirect statement. We have eos, malos, accusative, and then esse, an infinitive.
Okay.
Rectos esse.
Okay. Is that what you're? Is there another one that you want me to point out, or is that the one?
I mean, do you see a relative clause?
Yes.
Okay.
Qui.
Yeah. What's the whole relative clause?
Qui in urbe we want.
Good. So you could, if you were working on this, you could put a parentheses around that and leave that out while you're working on the main clause and then the main subordinate clause, which is everything else. Good.
Okay. Okay. So right. So I'll just start then.
Okay. Good.
Okay. So I guess it's something like I know that the bad men.
Mm-hmm.
And then okay, so then go to essay, or do I do the relative clause first?
I mean, in your final translation, you'll probably do your relative clause, but when you're working on it and making sure you have the pillars of your sentence down, subject, main verb. Don't be distracted by subordinate clauses. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just go to the main verb and then I'll come back and translate the relative clause.
Good. Yeah.
Okay. So I know that the bad men, then essay is just are, I guess.
Yeah, except rectos esse.
Oh, whoops.
Okay. Perfect passive participle plus esse means you have what kind of
paraphrastic?
Paraphrastic requires a future participle.
Oh, right. Okay.
What is rectos esse? I think this was actually on that thing we were doing yesterday.
Was it?
Forms. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Rectos esse would be. Is that which one is that from? Is that from rego regere?
Regere rexi rectus. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that would be okay. So like the having been ruled, but
having the perfect passive participle with esse gives you what form?
Oh no. Is it one of the infinitives?
Mm-hmm.
It's a perfect passive infinitive.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay. So I know that the bad men and then have been ruled.
Have been ruled. Good. Now with passives, what are you always going to look for? Always be there, but
an ablative to indicate like who they were ruled by?
An ablative either of agency or instrument. Yeah.
Okay.
indicate who or what did the action. Yeah. So the evil people.
So is amore in the ablative?
Mhm.
Okay, so by love.
Mhm.
And then pecuniae is either the dative or the genitive singular or the nominative plural of money. So
Yeah.
I guess by love of money.
Mm-hmm.
For many years.
Good, for many years.
But then I have to go back to the relative statement.
Mm-hmm.
So the
We're gonna
bad
learn
men.
more about these bad men. Yes, I know.
The bad men who live in the city.
Mhm.
Okay, so in total that would be the bad men who live in the city have been ruled by love of money for many years.
Very good.
Okay, cool.
Did everyone follow that? Okay. Let's take the relative clause and make it a participle.
Me?
Everyone.
Okay.
Okay, so to go that way, what do we have to ask? We have to say, well, what's the verb? What's the verb in the relative clause? Who's doing it? So who's going to be the subject? Who is this participle going to agree with? What noun is this participle going to agree with? Marielle, do you think? Oh, Chris, yeah, go ahead.
The bad men.
Yeah, so I know that the bad men, can you give the participle? What would it be in English?
Had been, or no, living is, I'm just not sure. Had
living.
been living.
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 I know that the men living in the city, right? So the relative clause was who live in the city. That's about the present action. So contemporaneous action. So the present participle is what we want. Yeah. I know that the bad men living in the city have been ruled by the love of money for many years. Okay. So then how are we going to, what form will the present participle take? Marielle, tell us.
But vivantibus?
Well, tell me first what gender number in case it's going to be in and why. So
third person plural.
Participles don't have person or number.
Or I'm sorry,
number.
It's nominative plural. And what else would you like?
Gender.
Masculine.
And why is it nominative?
Because it's doing the action. It's describing the bad men.
And what case are they in?
Nominative.
No. Malos.
Oh, sorry, ablative.
That would be malis. Accusative, yeah. They're accusative. So they are the subject of the sentence, but it's an indirect statement, so they're accusative. So we want the participle that agrees with them in gender numbered case to be masculine, plural, and accusative. And so then can you give us the masculine, plural, accusative form?
Vivantes.
We wentes, yeah. So we will, we would, a third conjugation. We wentes, yes. Yeah, so malos in urbe we wentes, more pecuniae, etc. Okay, so those are two options. Participle is a little bit more efficient. The relative clause is a little bit less potentially ambiguous, especially if you have to get a lot of info in there in the relative clause. If you want to tell a lot of information about these people, a relative clause is easier. Okay. Anthony, would you take number 8? I'm all over the place.
8. Okay. All right. So So hominibus. That's what am I? That's men. What
Hmm.
what did I write for this? All right, hold on. Messaging here. The why am I? That's hominy boost. That's what? That's like the. If I had that, I think I'd have the rest. The many.
So, are you asking the vocab or the form? I'm not sure.
I guess. Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to figure it out. The form.
Okay, so homo hominis is a third declension noun. So homines, hominum, hominibus, homines, hominibus is it in the plural. So it's a dative or ablative.
Like it's dative of possessor. So, to the men,
Mhm.
or they were there is always a concern
Mhm.
about money.
Good. For people, there's always concern about money.
Yeah. And never
Mm-hmm.
something like never wealthy, never what is dies?
Okay, so what case do you think it is?
Um it's third declension.
It's actually second declension.
Oh.
With that long I.
It was to be plural of some kind. So
Plural.
So dative, probably a dative.
Dative, probably a dative. Okay, great. So you don't know what the word means, but you know it's contrasted to hominibus, which means people. So for people, there's always anxiety about money. For blank, never. Okay, so you can make a guess then, an educated guess. With whom would we contrast how people live?
Some kind of animal person.
It could be animals. Okay, that's a good guess. It's a wrong guess, but that's a good guess.
Yeah.
Does anyone know or does anyone guess?
The other.
Say that again.
I think I like Ephthemia's answer better. Mine.
Yes, gods. Yes. So Deus.
Yeah, that was
for God.
Wow.
And the dative is not deis, but just dis. That's fine though. And plenty of times you'll be reading and not know. But if you can make educated guesses, and then from the context it makes sense, if you're reading quickly, that's a good way to work, right? You need to be very sure if you're not in the test situation, right? You'll want to look it up. But educated guessing, it's really a good tool to have. Okay. Let's see. How about the next one? Matt, will you take the first sentence?
Sure. Let's see. This is number 9, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you.
Populus would be, I guess, the subject. So the person or the free.
So populus, a homo is a person.
Okay.
Populus is a people.
Okay.
The American people is populus Americanus. Right?
Okay. So I guess it would be the free people.
Mm-hmm.
Always. Will fight.
Mm-hmm.
In the cities,
In multis in orbis.
in many cities,
Mm-hmm.
with Rome and with Athens,
So
Or-
with Rome,
of Rome,
of Rome. Okay, it could be genitive. But then Athenis isn't.
Is it Athena, Athene?
It's Atenai. It's plural. It's the second declension plural.
Would it be always fight in many cities? With Athens and Romans?
Romanus is Roman. Roma is the name.
Okay.
Rome. Okay. What kind of words are Roma and Atheni? Romai and Athenes.
They're cities.
They're the names of cities.
So would that be the vocative
Locative.
or locative? I mean, so I guess in Rome and in Athens
And multis in orbis.
and many cities and
Yeah.
in many cities.
Yeah, good. Okay, free people will always fight ut multa bona habeat.
So that they may have good or much good or many good things.
Many good things. Why is many good things better than much good?
Because I guess because bona is acting as the subject of that second part of the sentence, or of the
Habeat is singular. What gender number case is bona?
It would be nominative. Oh, so so good things would be nominative then. So
gender and number.
Oh, gender number, feminine, singular.
Okay, but that would be a much good woman. You said things.
Oh, maybe it's could it be neuter, nominative, singular?
It could be, and if it's neuter nominative singular, it could also be
accusative, nominative, singular. I mean plural.
Neuter accusative.
Yeah.
Neuter accusative plural. So the free people will always fight to have, right? In order that they might have, the people might have multa bona. So what case is that?
Accusative, direct object.
Yeah, it's the direct object. Yeah, so that they might have many good things, and you can supply things. Why can you supply that word?
To give the who or the what. That the direct object is implying.
And you're not guessing because you know the gender is the neuter.
Right.
So the word you can supply is things. Good. Okay. Are there any questions? Okay. Let's take this sentence and change the main verb to the imperfect tense. If we change pugnabit, what's the imperfect tense of this verb. Not they will fight, but they were fighting. Would that be in Latin?
Pugnaba.
Pugnabat. Good. Then what else has to change about the rest of the sentence?
Habayat.
Habeat. What does it have to become?
Hab.
Anyone? Sorry, I didn't.
Is it haberit?
Haberet. And why does it have to change?
Imperfect subjunctive.
Yep, that's what it has to change to. And why does it have to become an imperfect subjunctive?
Because of past tense now.
Yeah, because we're in past tense. And so with subordinate ut clauses, we need to follow the sequence of tenses. Ut or ne, right? The indirect command and purpose. We need to follow the sequence of tenses. Okay. Good. Who wants to take this next one? Has everyone done this sentence? I think except Euphemia, but we're. Okay, Chris, do you want to take it?
Yeah. So I was struggling with those two. De Kylo Terra.
No, sorry. The next
Oops.
sentence within number 9.
Oh, yikes.
In hoc autem urbe libertas populi arege acri deleta est. If you want to take number 10, we'll pass this on to somebody else.
That'd be good. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm down. I'll take
Okay.
it. But,
Thank you.
okay. So we have I'm trying to see where I should start translating. I have deleta est, which is perfect passive indicative.
Mm-hmm.
So libertas populi is my subject. So in this town, in this city, however,
Mm-hmm.
the freedom of the people has been destroyed
Mm-hmm.
or was destroyed by
Mhm.
the Rege Acri, which is the fierce king, I guess.
Harsh, yeah.
Okay. By the sharp king.
Yeah. Not in a good sense, but yeah, harsh, cruel. Yeah, not
Okay.
like he was
Gotcha.
sharp, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We'll pause there.
Okay.
How would we rewrite this sentence using an active verb instead of a passive verb? This is for anyone.
The harsh king destroyed the freedom of the people?
Yeah. The harsh king destroyed. So take the agent and make him the subject. The harsh king destroyed the liberty of the people. And in this city will remain the same. Okay, let's do that. You have all the words? Let's just write it in Latin. Throw it in the group chat when you're done. Hac autem urbe rex acer. Yep, nominative. Delewit. He destroyed libertas, hopefully. What's wrong?
Should it be libertam?
It should be something like libertam, but libertam is not a word. What's the lexical entry of libertas?
I have no idea.
Libertas, libertatis.
Libertas, libertatis. So
Is
liber.
it third declension?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
So all those, yeah, a lot of abstract nouns and an os.
Would it be libertis?
Libertatis is the genitive. So what's the accusative? Libertat.
E?
M is the accusative. Libertat. Yeah. Good. Libertatem, probably. Okay. How about Chris? You wanted to take 10.
Yeah. De caelo terra maribus montibusque magister multa dixt ut de natura intellegamus. So I tried, I maybe switched the translation order, but I might have messed it up. But the master said, or I guess professor could work here. The master professor dixit, so said multa many things.
Good. And why can you?
There?
Why can you? You can. I'm going to confirm that, but why?
The multa, is that a substantive?
Yes, it's a substantive adjective. And what gender, number, and case is it?
That should be a neuter nominative plural.
He said many things. Can it be nominative? Does that make any sense?
No. So it is. I don't know. It's not an object, so it's not accusative.
It is a direct object.
Oh, okay. So
He said. What did he
say?
say? He said many things. Yeah.
Many things.
Okay.
Got it. Okay, so then many things concerning the sky, earth, seas, and mountains, in order that we understand things of nature or things concerning nature.
Yeah, we understand.
That was like the last.
About nature. Okay. Good. Any questions about this sentence? If I were to ask you about intellegamus, who could explain what form and why? Yeah, Alex, take it away.
So I would say that it is first person plural, present, active, subjunctive, because it is the verb of a ut clause, this purpose clause in this case, in a primary tense?
Primary sequence. So
primary sequence.
If we're in primary sequence, what does that mean? Dixit has to be translated as.
Has said?
Yeah, yes, we're talking about the present result of past action. So the teacher has said many things about these things. Yeah. Good. Anthony, will you take number 14?
All right. Do you want me to read it in Latin first or no?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Cool. Arma rumque cano choriai.
Sorry, 14 on page 141.
Whoops. I was like, okay, I'm going the Aeneid here. Poteritne civitas periculum temporum nostorum nostrarorum
Nostrorum, yeah.
superare.
Good.
So this looks like the subject is periculum or nostrum. No, that's never mind.
So periculum is neuter, so it could be nominative or it could be accusative, but it's not nominative here.
It's not nominative. Okay. It's probably, what does that word mean again? Periculum.
Anyone?
Danger.
Danger, yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you. So it has. Okay, so it just has to come from the verb. Then we're just talking about pronoun.
It's actually expressed. It's these third declensions.
Yeah.
They have these weird endings that make them not look like nominative when they're nominative singular. It's civitas. Civitas civitatis is the lexical entry.
Okay. And that, oh right, city of God. Okay, so that's, yeah. So is it city? Temporum. So that's the no.
So okay, city. Let's find the subject.
Yeah. Yeah. So city is the subject.
Sorry. Let's find the verb of which city is the subject.
Superare, or no, that's, sorry, obviously not. That's just that's the infinitive.
Good.
Poter. It's the
Yeah.
the I forget what that is of the possum. That's
Yeah. Okay, so what does possum mean?
be able, or
Be able. And
Yeah.
it's formed from the verb to be plus the prefix what? What prefix?
erit.
Just pot, P-O-T. So
Right.
take off the P-O-T. What tense is erit?
Future.
Okay, so this is the future of the verb, to be able.
And then it's, oh right, and it's a question. So then, I don't know why the name was throwing me off. So and then nostorum. So it's something about we of the nostorum. It's like some pronoun of the city.
Yeah,
We
our. But nostrorum is genitive plural. Let's just stick with poteritne civitas. Just translate that much.
okay. The danger, but danger isn't able. I don't see, so because the city is the subject. City.
Yeah.
The city will be able.
It's a question, yeah. So will the city be
Oh.
able?
Yeah. Will the city be able to?
Good. So you know there's a complementary infinitive that we need to find, right? Be able to do something. So will the city be able
To, I mean, temporum. I don't know what that means, but it looks like something to do with like temporality, time. I don't know.
Okay,
Sustain some
good.
Endure some kind of enduring of the conquering. It's going to also.
Yeah, so what's the
Yeah.
infinitive?
To conquer.
Yeah, so will the city be able to conquer? And then we identified something that could be the accusative before.
Conquer the danger.
And then temporum nostrorum
Our something. Don't know what that
are something related to time. And what case is nostrorum?
Genitive plural.
Okay, so will the city be able to overcome the danger of?
Our.
Yeah. Make a guess.
It's not. I mean, I would just put temporality, but that's just the
Yeah,
easy.
that's fine. It's time. Tempus is
Okay.
time. So, I mean, temporality is not best, but
Yeah.
too abstract. But yeah, of our times, meaning of our era, I suppose. Okay, good. Questions about that? Euphemia, are you able to talk now? Okay. Will you take number 16?
Okie dokie. Amore caretis sine quo vita non potest esse felix.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, amore is love.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the accusative?
No. Amor, amores.
Oh, I have the chart in my head and everything is shifted off one because there's the
Okay.
blank one. So it's the
Yeah,
bottom one,
yeah,
which is
it's-
the ablative.
Ablative. Yeah. At least you know what's.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
in the ablative singular.
Mhm.
So, and then I don't know what caretis is. I don't know what the infinitive, what the translation is.
Okay. Careo, carere. Can you get?
I want to say care, but that doesn't.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so let's just use the word verb for the meaning. What would it be?
Okay. The tis is going to make it second person plural.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if it's going to be a subjunctive because of the E with the macron on it.
Good. Okay, so it could be a present subjunctive of the first conjugation. It could be a present indicative of the second conjugation, or it could be a future indicative of the third. I'm going to tell you it's a second conjugation verb.
Okay, so it is not present subjunctive.
No.
So then it's an active.
Yeah, present active indicative. Mm-hmm.
Present active indicative, okay. And then sina is without.
Mm-hmm.
Quote, without which?
Yeah, so let's take amore caretis. How would you translate it? Just using verb for the meaning.
So you all verb
Mm-hmm.
and then by love?
By love or with love or from love or in respect to love. One of these many ablatives. Okay, you all verb in respect to love. Without which,
Without which life. Okay, non, so not or isn't?
Isn't pot.
Oh. Okay, and then so potus, I'm gonna leave that alone for a second. Felix is
Okay.
happy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it the nominative singular?
Mhm.
Okay, and then potus esse, so it's something of to be able to. Is it?
Something of to be able to. You mean some form of to be able?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Is it the infinitive?
Which one?
Is it this whole thing an infinitive?
Esse is an infinitive. Esse is an infinitive. Potest is a verb, separate verb, to be able.
Okay.
It's pot plus est.
So is not able to be happy?
Good. Without which life, non potest, is not able, esse, to be, Felix, happy. All right, good. Now I have to guess what careo means. You all, yeah.
Or something. So the whole thing would be, so you all verb,
Mm-hmm.
love, without which life cannot be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not praise.
No.
It's not to need.
It's close to that. That would be a good guess.
It's not desire.
Yeah. Kareo, karere.
Wish. Want? No, not want.
No.
This is so frustrating.
But
Like? No, it can't be like.
yeah, it's an ablative of separation. If you said you need, you'd be really close. It's you lack, but you're really close. So that's good. Yeah. You will lack love, at which life cannot be happy. Okay. Good.
Is there a relationship, just because this has been a really hard word for me to remember too, but is there a relationship between kareo and caritas? Because that's been part of the reason that like it's tripped me up, is that like those seem so opposite.
Yeah.
So
I don't think so.
okay.
Let me look it up for you. Caritas.
Caritas is like from like carus, so like
Yeah,
it's like deer,
deer.
and something like that.
Okay.
I don't know this part though. The tas.
Careo.
It's just like you've got carus and caritas and then kareo, which is like
So it's from
totally
the Greek keiro, karenai,
oh boy.
to be cut off. So
Okay.
yeah. Here's a good thing to remember.
Yeah.
Etymology by sound is not sound etymology. They're similar, but they have nothing to do
Okay.
with each other. Yeah. Yeah. But it's frustrating when we have those false friends.
All right.
Okay. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Any things that you're realizing? Oh, okay. I still need to maybe review this before I take the second half tomorrow, or any questions? Me?
Concerning the timing of the test, like,
Mhm.
I was a little bit unclear. Is it like, do we have to take it at the exact time this class ends, or do we have a little leeway?
I haven't heard from anyone that they need it pushed back. So I will say complete it in the next 2.5 hours.
Okay, cool. I was just wondering if I could like eat lunch first.
You can eat lunch, take a
Thank
10-minute
you.
nap, and then start. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
And then if you would like to proceed immediately into the second part, I will make that available. Or if you'd just like to take part 1 and wait till tomorrow and take part 2, that's also fine. Okay. Then I guess we're going to be done. We can all eat lunch, take a break. Buona fortuna.